today in this video, we're going to discuss what is JIT or just in time, and the objective of JIT, and we also going to give one successful business that use JIT. Okay, first we're going to define what is JIT or just in time. Just in time can be defined as an integrated set of activities designed to achieve high volume production using minimal inventories, like raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. JIT or just in time, as the name suggests, is a management philosophy that calls for the production of what the customer wants, when they want it, in the quantities requested, where they want it, without it being delayed in inventory. So instead of building large stocks of what you think the customer might want, you only make exactly what the customer actually asks for when they ask for it. This allows you to concentrate your resources on only fulfilling what you are going to be paid for, rather than building for stocks. Then now we are going to discuss the objective of JIT. Then the objective was divided into two: the big JIT and the little JIT. Big JIT is also called lean management. Big JIT is a philosophy of operation management that seeks to eliminate waste in all aspects of firm's production activities. For example, is in the inventories. We're going to just order in our supplier the amount, the right amount that we are going to use in our operation, so to eliminate the waste. Example, the raw materials that easily expired. Why, if we just ordered what is needed, we will maiwasan natin yung masiraan tayo ng stocks. Then the next one is the little JIT. So it was focuses more narrowly in scheduling goods inventory and providing services where when needed. Sabi nga, yun nga, sa inventory siya nakafocus, which is we just ordered what is we are going to use, or what we are going to be used in the right time. Kasi nga meron ng mga product or raw materials na expired. Then now we were going to give one successful business that uses JIT in their operation, and it is a fast food chain na very famous in our place. This is the McDonald's. Na we all know that McDonald's is a fast food chains na yun use JIT inventory to serve their customer on a daily basis. These fast food restaurants usually have everything they need on hand, but for example, don't start assembling and making their hamburgers and sundaes until the order has been taken. Then This standardizes the process so that every time a customer receives an order, they are getting the same consistent experience. Sabi nga, yung JIT method increases customer satisfaction as items are made more freshly. We all know that McDonald's, they just ensured their product is made to order. They just assembling it when the order is there. This is a method of JIT na yun nga, maiiwasan ng waste, kasi nga kung ano lang yung in-order, yun lang yung gagawin mo. Kasi kung magtatambak tayo ng maraming assembled burger or sundae, tulad ng sundae, it was easily melted. So kapag nag-assemble tayo ng maraming sundae, masasayang lang. Like burger, sino namang kakain ng burger na malamig, diba? We want burger to be served fresh, na mainit pa. So that's why McDonald's become a successful JIT user. Yun ang naging standard nila para yung customers nila ay bumalik-balik sa kanila or maging consistent sa kanila. Okay, that's all. And thank you for listening.
Toyota Production System, based on two philosophies, the eliminations of waste and the respect for people. The eliminations of waste. The Toyota Production System, eliminating of waste by focusing on reducing difficult jobs. Lahat ng mahihirap na trabaho ay pinagawa sa may mga special skills na team members. Those requiring special skills ay nagdudulot ng pagkakaiba-iba at hindi pantay na trabaho na nagre-resulta sa kani-kanilang safety or qualities issues. Respect for people. Toyota's top-level representations of the respect for people principles consist of the two parts. First is respect and teamwork, and is as follows: respect. We respect others, make every effort to understand each other, take responsibility, and do our best to build mutual trust. There are 7 ways in operations. The first waste is waste of overproductive, waste from making more product than customer demand. Ito yung mga waste product na nasasayang dahil sobra ang paggawa kaysa sa hihinging demand ng mga customers. The second waste in operations is the waste of waiting line. Waste from time spent waiting for the next process step to occur. Ito yung pag-aaksaya ng oras sa paghihintay sa darating na kasunod na proseso. The third waste in operations is transportation waste. Wasted time, resources, and costs when unnecessarily moving products and materials. Pag-aaksaya ng oras, kita, at gastos kung kailan di inaasahan pag-move ng products at mga materials. The fourth waste in operations is the inventory waste. Wasted resulting from excess products and materials that can't proceed. Mga resulta ng aksayang produkto na sobra at produkto na naaksaya kasi hindi nagawa. The fifth waste in operations is overprocessing waste. Overprocessing refers to doing more work, adding more components, or having more steps in a product or service than what is required by the customers. Ang overprocessing ay tumutukoy sa paggawa ng sobra, pagdaragdag ng maraming sangkap o pagkakaroon ng maraming hakbang sa paggawa ng produkto o service na mas kinakailangan ng mga customers. Sixth waste in operations is the waste of motion. The waste in motions include any unnecessary movement of people, equipment, or machinery. Mga waste sa paggawa or paggalaw, kasama na dito yung mga di kinakailangang kilos ng mga tauhan, kagamitan at makina. The last waste in operations is waste from product defects. Defects occurs when the product is not fit for use. Mga produkto na lumalabas na may defekto at sira. Dahil dito, di ito pwedeng gamitin at ipagbenta.
So, good morning. Our topic is Focus Factory Network. So, what is Focus Factory Network? Instead of building a large manufacturing plant that does everything, the Japanese build small plants that are highly specialized. So, sa Japan nga po, hindi katulad dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas na malalaking planta, di ba? Kung saan lugar, yung especially Laguna, malalaki talaga yung planta doon. So, sa kanila, maliliit lang. Tapos, may dahilan sila kung ba't ganun lang yung kanilang mga planta. So, there are several reasons of doing this. First, it very difficult to manage a large installation. So, yun nga, pag malaki nga naman yung planta, mas madaming workers, mas mahirap mahirap na siyang i-manage kasi sobrang laki na niya. So, mas maliit, mas madaling ma-manage, di ba? Then, the Japan style of management does not lend itself to this kind of environment. Yun, parang hindi sila nagdadepende sa kanilang environment nila. Kung sa iba man ay malalaki, kung ang natural na nakikita sa environment ay may malalaki silang planta, so sa kanila hindi. Talagang lang sila, dun sila sa kanilang kung saan sila madadalian, at saka syempre inaano din nila yung environment nila. Siguro nilang hindi masisira ganun. Tapos second, when a plant is specially designed for one purpose. So, isang purpose lang. Halimbawa, kung yung plantang yun nagawa ng ganun, nagpo-produce ng ganun, so, yun lang yung pinoproduce nila. Hindi sila pwedeng mag-produce ng iba. Then, it can be constructed and operated very economically. Fewer plants in Japan have a man or 1,000 or more employees. Yun nga po, makikita nyo dyan sa PowerPoint or dito sa display, makikita nyo nakalagay ay minimizing waste. So, nakalagay doon, these are small specialized plants that limit a range of product produced. Some only one type of product for an entire facility. Di ba yung sabi ko nga kanina, ay talagang limited lang yung pinoproduce nila. Para ma-minimize nga yung waste yun. Kung makikita nyo, meron dyan different, kung bagay, yung mga drawing ay parang yung nagse-serve as representation ng mga different plant, yung different kung gaano kalaki yun. Sabi nga, some plant in Japan have as few as 30 and as many as 1,000 employees. Gila mo yun, yung nila, yung isang planta, siguro maliit lang yun, 30 employees lang, halos mas madami pa yung isang magka-classes, yung isang section sa room. Tapos, yun, mas madaling i-manage nga naman yun kasi kakaunti employees, ganyan. Natututukan ng, halimbawa, supervisor, ganun. So, ayun, dito nga po sa presentation ko, may makikita nga po kayong dalawang diagram dyan, which is Group Technology Part 1 and Group Technology Part 2. Siya po yung nagpapakita kung alin yung nagpapakita ng minimizing waste. So, dun nga po sa una makikita natin is note how the flow lines are going back and forth. So, yun, kung baga ay pabalik-balik yung flow nung product. Yung process niya pabalik-balik kasi back and forth. So, nakalagay dito, using departmental specialization, plant layout cause a lot of unnecessary material movement. So, yun nga po, kumbaga, hindi naman dapat pwede namang hindi dapat ganun yung movement, pero dahil nga sa pagkakaayos nung mga machine, so makikita po natin dito kasi may saw, may lathe, may grinder, may heat treat, at press. So yun po yung mga machine na ginagamit po dun sa pag-produce ng isang product. So nakalagay dito talagang sabi nga is may mga unnecessary material movement na nangyayari dun sa group technology part 1. So dito naman po sa group technology part 2 natin, makikita natin nakalagay is revising by using group technology cells can reduce movement and improve product flow. So napapadali po kasi kung makikita po natin dito nakalagay is saw, lathe, grinder, heat treat, lat at press. Kung baga, diretso yung flow ng product. So, hindi na siya yung back and forth na pumunta dun, pumunta dito. Kasi nga, ganun yung pagkakahanay nung mga machine. Dito sa group technology part 2, napapabilis. So, pinakita lang natin dito na ang minimizing waste ay napapakita sa group technology part 2. So, yun lang po.
Good day, everyone. To continue in minimizing waste, uniform plant loading or heijunka is a Japanese term which means production leveling or production smoothing. As to my understanding, it balances or improves production efficiency by leveling fluctuations in performance in operations. For example, as you can see on the screen, there are 6 columns including months and stages in constructing or building a house. And I compared the not uniform to the uniform plant loading system. To understand, the first row shows that before and while the house is being built, the purchasing of materials is in bulk. Sometimes the problem often is that the materials are being rejected. Unlike the second row, you can buy the materials per batch needed at each stage of production. Because of this, it is easy to know and see if there is a rejected or there is a lack or excess of materials. When there is a rejected material, it is immediately replaced so as not to delay production. As a result, the consumables or expenses spent on labor wasted, materials, and time of delivery of services are more balanced or reduced. Minimizing waste, just-in-time production, or features of lean production. So there is a pros and cons. So in pros, like the example before, it is more obvious if there is a rejection or there is a lack or excess of materials because sometimes the materials that you want to buy may vary depending on the perspective of the customer or the client. Due to customer demand, it is even clearer what will happen or what the client wants to happen in his house. It is not piled up with the other materials that are not yet available because it is not yet at the stage where it needs to be used. As for cons, we need proper self-discipline so that we do not have difficulty making decisions. There is also a need to solve the problem quickly, whether small or large, especially with workers or contractors. Sometimes there are criticisms or unexpected events while the house is being built. For example, the pouring of cement can only crumble in the posting. And because time and cost estimates for materials are limited, the quality to be purchased may not be as good, especially in the final or fourth stage where the materials needed are more expensive. In conclusion, in making or while making just-in-time production, it is forbidden to make mistakes.
So, minimizing waste, inventory hides problems. So, first, let me define what is an inventory. So, an inventory is one of the 7 ways of lean manufacturing, and it includes raw materials, work in progress, and finished goods that is used to produce goods and services when the customers wants it using the JIT principle or the just-in-time principle. So here, inventory will hide your problems or will hide many problems. So the best way to reveal them is to lower your inventory. So one of the reasons for overproduction is the doubt of our suppliers, process, and even our customers that causes us a buffer if things don't go according to plan. So the main cause of waste inventory is that of the waste of overproduction, making more than the customer wants in advance of customer demand. And these two wastes are heavily added, and you should read up on the waste of overproduction. It can also be caused by poor layout and poor lack of balance in your workflow, causing inventory to build up before or after different processes. So there are different types of problems that need to be solved. Okay, like for example, the machine downtime, the vendor delinquencies, change orders of the customers, paper backlogs, inspection backlogs, decision backlogs, design backlogs, engineering design redundancies, and scrap. So by identifying the defective items early in the production process, then the downstream work will be saved. Another one is by identifying defective work by employees upstream, then the downstream work will also be saved. So now let's move on with minimizing waste, Kanban production control system. Okay, so first, let me define what is Kanban. So a Kanban is a lean production technique or one that eliminates the labor and inventory waste. And one of the ways to eliminate or to reduce waste is through the pool production model. Okay, so this is a model that requires item production based on consumer supply and demand. And for those who are asking, one of the biggest ways that Kanban can cut down waste is by looking for all types of problems that are existing where the process is being used. And those types includes wasted time, wasted movement, wasted energy, and much more, even down to looking at any scraps or damaged parts that are produced. Okay, so in the graph, you can see that once the production of Kanban is produced, then the machine center produces a unit to replace one taken by the assembly line people in the first place. So here you will see machine center will go to storage A and then storage A again into assembly line. So here, the production begins by the assembly line people pulling the part A from the storage. So this puts the system back where it was before the item was